Imagine this scenario. You live in a small village in the middle of Britain. One day, one of the girls from your local high school was brutally murdered. Her body was never discovered. All the evidence is pointing towards her boyfriend. Tormented by guilt, he committed suicide. Case closed, right? Hello everyone, welcome to Harry's Book Cafe. The scenario I have just outlined is the main thesis of Holly Jackson's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Beautifully written book. Before I go into the review, however, I would like to give you a spoiler-free description of what the plotline is. 5 years after the case closed, the town moves on, the village continue its tranquil life. However, during this period, two people never really believed the boyfriend was responsible for the murder. The first one is Pip, a high school girl herself. She never believed it for a variety of reasons. The other one is Ravine, the boyfriend's brother, who never believed his loving brother could commit something heinous as murder. So together they are set out on a rather reckless, dangerous adventure to find out who was actually responsible for the murder. Now that is as far as I will tell you about the plotline. Now the book itself, however, is beautifully written. It uses the format of text message, email exchanges, telephone interview records, as well as normal descriptions to construct this reality. Because of those formats, it adds a sense of realism to the book overall. And that is a really good job. Now, there are quite a few genuinely surprising as well as frightening moments in the book that I find really enjoyable. And ever since I opened the book, I've been trying to second guess who the real murderer was, and needless to say, I have failed. In addition to this, the book has also asked quite many moral questions, especially concerning friendship. To what extent can a friendship withstand the circumstances outlined in the book? And I have been imagining myself, would my friend do something like that? Would I do something like that for my friend? Just how strong a friendship can be. That's a really interesting question, and that adds a lot of depth for this book, and that really sets it apart from some of the other crime/thriller novels. Having said this, however, is that some of the actions that Pip and Ravine involve themselves in, especially Pip herself, seems very reckless and unrealistic, and because of this, you do sometimes have to suspend your sense of belief to get through the book. And that is not a criticism for this book alone. Many thriller and crime novels do require your suspension of your sense of belief. The only two that I have read that really have a perfect outline without you questioning the reality of it is Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl and Tess Garrison's The Sergeant. But overall, beautifully written. What's a little bit harder to forgive than the plot holes is the description of the relationship between Ravine and Pip. Pip is this 17-year-old girl who's very serious about her job. Serious enough to the extent that she sometimes seems rather dull. On the other hand, Ravine is this cheeky Indian boy who makes jokes at any time, right? It seems to me at least that his jokes are rather not funny and also contrived, especially under some of the circumstances. And as their relationship develops, the conversations, the dialogue between them seems rather wooden. And the romantic conclusion towards the end of the relationships, again, just seems rather contrived to me at least. But overall, I think this book really does have depth. Most of the part, it seems realistic and genuinely moments of fright. So I really do highly recommend that you read this book. So should you buy it? Should you borrow it? Should you skip it altogether? Definitely don't skip it. You can buy it or you can borrow it. Personally, myself, I would borrow it because I doubt myself that I will read this book again. Overall, a fantastic debut novel, so fantastic job, Miss Jackson. If you have read some outstanding crime and thriller novel, please link them in the description down below. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumb up, share it with your friend and subscribe. And I shall see you in the next video. Cheerio, guys.